Rhythm managed to pull off this time.
Absolutely. And Noob Gang and Hawkeye were the two teams that lost three of the members right off the bat. They were only left with
Yeah,
one
yeah, yeah.
alive. Ayush was alive for Hawkeye, and for Noob Gang, it was Rhythm. And Rhythm managed to make it all the way towards the end, getting a huge number of placement points and three kills. I don't think this could have ended any better for Noob Gang after the start that they had. And I'm pretty sure Checkmate, they're going to be a little disappointed that they got third partied like that. It certainly is a little embarrassing when a single man is able to finish off all your allies and is able to finish off the
Mhm.
kills that you set up. And if
Yeah.
anything, Checkmate, they're going to have to look over their shoulders in the next game.
Yeah, they did manage to get the booyah this time, but it was a very close affair. It could have been taken away from them. Crusty Sports
Yeah.
certainly very, very disappointed because they were kind of in a very good spot. All they needed to do was take care of Team Checkmate, and the battle was actually going in their favor as well. But little did they know that one lone surviving member from Team Noob Gang will punish them in such a huge and horrific fashion. Ah, but I'm gonna tell you, Floki, if Rita managed to clutch that one out, I swear to God, I would have lost my mind. That would have been the clutch of the day, maybe the clutch of the week, the best Free Fire action I've seen so far.
I think it would have been the clutch of the tournament. I've never seen a
Yeah,
single person get so close to get position one after his entire team gets eliminated in the very start before the circle is even formed. Man, I like this is what a picture perfect Cinderella story looks like. Like if you ever
I know,
open
right?
the dictionary and you try to figure out what Cinderella story is, just show them this game, just show them what Rhythm did. Because this man single-handedly carried Noob Gang to that second position. I believe before we have the scoreboard, we're gonna have to unfortunately cut to a break. But hey, during the break, we have a lot of stuff to do. Make sure you follow One Play Esports on all their social media: YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, and Twitch. You can follow Crips on Instagram at the rate CripsCast. You can follow me on Twitter at the rate HeatUpT. And while you're at it, also make sure in the description we have a little surprise for you. 310 diamonds are being given away to 5 lucky viewers. Make sure you're one of them. Make sure you sign up for that. And with that under the way, we're going to be seeing you guys in 5 minutes. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the One Play Esports Freefire Open India. My name is Floki. I'm joined by Crips. Crips, Group A is finished. We know who the top three teams from that group are. Group B, though, I have to say, that was an insane first map. Noob Gang, they're going to be very happy with what Rhythm did.
They lost most of the players early on in the game. They managed to get themselves to the second place, in terms of placement points. Overall, they're still on the
Hmm.
third place because obviously they didn't have as many kills as Crust Esports did. But the fact that Crust Esports were not able to see this threat coming, it just shows that they might have a lot of kills, they might have a lot of firepower, but they still lack something. And that lack of awareness could come and bite them later on. For now, TSG United just knocking on the doors of the top three. There's barely a 1 point difference between them and Noob Gang, which I believe TSG United have it in them to cover up over the span of this one last game in Kalahari. Checkmate Esports and Cross Esports, though, these two teams have their work cut out for them. They just need to make sure that they are somewhere in the top five in the next map. Or I don't know, maybe they just don't get eliminated right off the bat. That's all they need to do to ensure
Hmm.
their place tomorrow, to
Yeah.
like confirm their place
Unfortunately,
tomorrow. Yeah.
callers. Yeah, unfortunately for Callers Lords was not able to make it for map number one. They had some issues on their end, and we only had a showdown between 11 teams, so to say. Route changes, though. It was the other team that we were expecting that were hopefully going to do well because we've known them, we've seen them before against all these other teams. But it seems like the more you're out in the open, the more you get shot. I mean, it's just like Free Fire, they have their games up on YouTube, on all these. On all these platforms, and it's very easy to study these teams when there's so much material. And clearly, some teams
Mm-hmm.
have done their homework. Checkmate on top with 42, Crust Esports with 35, and Noob Gang with 23. I mean, these teams are not to be underestimated, and I think that's a lesson that was learned in a very harsh manner by team route
Yeah.
changers. And well, unfortunately, I would say Callers Laws if they actually made it, but they didn't. Royal Beast, though, on the other hand, they're a separate team altogether. They had a very impressive showing in the early game where they managed to snag around, I believe, 8 kills, which got them 19
Mm-hmm.
points or something of that sort. Unfortunately, they ended up getting eliminated pretty early, so they didn't get a lot of points for placement as a result. Um, Hawkeye, I feel really bad for Ayush because his entire team ended up dying. It was a huge gamble. The gamble didn't pay off, and it was all down to one man by himself who was struggling out of the zone with medkits, trying to stay alive, just making sure that he doesn't end up getting backstabbed. And as a result, I mean, Hawkeye, they were able to get at least 4 points on the board thanks to Ayush's play. But not all hope is lost. They're still going to have a chance in map number two. We're going to be heading towards Kalahari, the desert map, like you've said. And I mean, map number four, Kalahari, it's a little unforgiving to play this map. So to say, you've mentioned how it can be pretty risky to drop into the middle areas. You could get surrounded, or it can even be a huge payoff. Like you drop into the interior, and pretty much no other team decides to contest you, and you have control of playground ruins, all the areas around that refinery area. So
Hmm.
yeah, I mean, it's going to be interesting to see what approach teams take when they are going to be going down towards Bermuda.
Yeah, I mean, like how we saw Noob Gangs pull off that
Sorry,
sneaky play
Kalahari.
in Bermuda, these kind of sneaky
Hmm.
plays are going to be even more commonplace in a map like Kalahari because let's be honest, there's a lot of places where you can be sneaky. There's a lot of outplay potential, especially around the areas that feature high ground and low ground. Areas like Stone Ridge, areas like Mammoth, the Sub, Refinery being my personal favorite. These are all places where if you know the map like the back of your hand and if you know exactly where your teammates are, you can be the flank god. And that's exactly what we saw in the previous Kalahari game as well. You remember that one fight
Yeah,
on the Sub where I guess it was Rocky
yeah, I
Rocks who
remember
managed to
that.
flank them from the other side. Yeah, that's gonna be even more even more.
A problem.
I'm lacking the word for it.
Even more
There's gonna be much more of
pronounced.
that.
Yeah, it's
Probably.
going
I
to be much
mean,
more of that. It's
we're
going
gonna
to
be
be a lot of, yeah,
we're gonna see
it's
a
going to be
lot
a lot of
more of that
emphasis on
actually,
that.
basically. Hmm.
Yeah. No worries. We get the sentiment, Chris. Don't worry about it. You've conveyed your feelings more than aptly. It's all right. It happens to all of us. Cat gets my tongue, cat gets your tongue, cat gets everyone's tongue. But we're going to be good to go real soon. We're going to be seeing teams dropping in Kalahari real shortly. And there we go. Right off the bat, we can see a lot. Okay, so it seems that team number five is not going to be contested at all. It's Team Noob Gang. I see Ritham making his way towards this southeast corner of the map. they're going to be able to make their way towards Mammoth and have the entire area to themselves. No one really dropping in towards Refinery, but look at Crust Esports, so far spread out. They're the ones taking the
Yeah.
biggest risk.
Yeah, they're taking a massive risk. They don't go directly towards Refinery, but they're spreading out in the entire area around it. I guess that will kind of work out for them because very soon they'll realize there's nobody in the vicinity. It gives them many more lines of sight. It gives them a lot of information, and then they can freely go ahead and take up Refinery to their heart's content. In fact, if they control the compounds or the platforms, should I say, nearby Refinery, then they will have the control over the zip lines as well, and that is going to be so much more beneficial to them. Surprisingly, Command Post is not contested this time. We have team number 10 over there, which is pretty much safe, but route changers are in a little bit of trouble. Abhi Divine, he has taken a little bit of damage. Even Bye Bye is taking a couple of bullets at himself, but they don't know where the bullets are coming from, so they need to hold on, get their bearings straight, and figure out where their opponents are, figure out their next move, and
Yeah.
then play accordingly.
Yeah, they need to make sure they don't get continuously shot from the back and just get some cover going for themselves because they don't have a lot of loot on them right now. They want to get to these places where they can pick themselves up a couple of things. The Vyanshu is going to find a med kit laying on the ground. He's going to promptly pick that up, and that should take care of his healing needs. He's also going to find a couple of rifles here. So yeah, this is exactly what you want. You want to go away from the place of the fire, go inside these places, get yourself some loot, get yourself some weapons, and hopefully if you get your hands on a sniper or a grenade launcher, you can turn the tide of battle and you can turn around and choose to engage the one who's chasing you. Noob Gang, though, I'm really curious to see how this team performs.
Yeah, right. I mean, this is one team that really got my attention last time. I'm kind of curious about the grenade launcher point you mentioned before. I don't think we saw any grenade launcher action in the previous game, did we? We did see a lot of hand grenades being tossed, but we did not really see any grenade launchers. I mean, that just kind of indicates that nobody really went for those standard airdrops. We did see a lot of teams summon their airdrops, but nobody went for the default airdrops that the game gives you. Or maybe they might have done that. Maybe I missed, but I do believe that nobody went for the regular airdrop. So that's going to be pretty interesting. I mean, if nobody does that, that means a lot of these teams are playing pretty much risk-free, and that safe approach won't really get you that far. I mean, fortune favors the bold. That's what I was taught, when I was watching John Wick. That's what's tattooed on his back. And I'm a firm believer in that quote. So, yeah, let's see which of the teams manage to get their hands on the big guns, or rather, should I say, the big bad grenade launchers in this particular game. Yeah, that's pretty much it.
Is that a grenade? Oh, okay, no, that's a machete. It almost looked like a grenade launcher from that fight. I thought he had his hands on it already, but yeah. Yeah, the machete. It doesn't look like a grenade launcher. It does look a little bit like it from afar. Or maybe I need to get my eyes checked. I probably need to get my eyes checked. It's okay, you don't have to cut me some slack. But yeah, 11 teams are going to be duking it out. So far, no real action. Submarine was completely empty, I believe. I don't think any team has explored that part of the map just yet because none of the teams have any info towards that area. So surprisingly and shockingly enough, I think Submarine is going to go untouched for now, though it seems like Apocalypse now is engaging them. Buntai finds a pick on towards Ajay, who's going to end up dropping down, courtesy of the Dragunov, and Shanti, in the meantime, waiting.
What?
He's very patient. The first blood is going to go towards Buntai as he's able to get a member from Hawkeye. And look at Shanti with those shots, taking out the sniper from the enemy team. Buntai comes in, is going to throw down the glue wall. It has a sniper rifle of his own. And Shanti is going to have to be careful. He's going to have to get to cover really quickly. Because if the member from Apocalypse now peeks him out, he could have ended up dropping. But he's going to be alive to fight another day. And Apocalypse now are as well. So Apocalypse now putting themselves on the scoreboard, finding a pick from one of the members of Hawkeye. Buntai, Drag King, and co. Is going to be, it's just going to hold their horses for now.
Yeah, they can afford to hold their horses. The circle hasn't popped yet. They don't really need to take any more risk. They know exactly which team they're up against. I mean, it shows up in the kill feed, so Hawkeye is going to be in the vicinity. So now they can just hold back And later on, when they see Hawkeye pop up in the kill feed once again, then they'll know that the team that just took a couple of shots on them is fighting someone else, and that's when they will try to third party them. Meanwhile, we are here in Bayfront, where Royal Beast is going up against their star nemesis. That's going to be Team CM. And here we have Concept using the grappling hook to his advantage, trying to flank them from the high ground as well. Meanwhile, his teammates are knocking on the doors below. Two players are going to drop in from above and surround them from both the sides. Dead End, he is staring at his death in his face. But Shomba and Scooper, these guys are making the shotguns work. All of a sudden, Royal Beast, even though they had such a huge advantage, now they are two men down. Scooper, he's going to jump around and put up a glue wall just in the nick of time. He's going to keep us alive for a little more time, but Concept, with the wonderful flank, is able to take down two players in one single spray. But the job isn't done yet. He still has one more team to take care of. They just managed to eliminate Team Checkmate, but as soon as they do that, TSG United has walked into the battle. Player 3 has joined the fight.
Yeah, Player 3 has joined the fight. The third party is going to come in real quick, and War 3000 as well as Concept, they need to get the hell out of here as quickly as they can. For now, though, they seem to be holding their ground, and Concept, he's not going to be too pleased about that as he ends up getting knocked down and taken out from, I believe it was Lipsmoke who found him with the grenade. And it's just going to be War 3000 trying to play for positions. Thankfully, a lot of kills his way, so he's not going to be forced to take any engagements. Royal Beast, although he's going to have to try and play for placement, much like Rhythm did from Noob Gang. But look at this, Shanti fires a shot and gets counter-sniped as well. Two members going down for both of these teams. MP Gamer looking to go in and finish him off. Shanti, he might just end up giving away. No, he's actually going to stay alive for a little while longer, and he's... okay, never... okay, did Shanti die? I'm not too sure. Oh, no, MP Gamer, he found ASDP.
I mean, that was lovely. MP Gamer took such a huge risk of trying to go ahead and revive Shanti over there. But look at what Shanti is doing. He's using the heal gun to keep his players alive, even though they're knocked down. He's just trying to buy them a little more time. He's healing up Ayush, even though he's in his knocked out form. That's going to give Shanti a little more time to put down the glue walls and get behind them towards that rock. I love the way how MP Gamer was able to take down ASDP because he was using the grappling hook to finish them off very quickly. But now Shanti, he has no medkits himself. One glue wall, which has already been used, which will be broken down soon enough as well. And his teammates, they can't expect much from him. Yeah, he was trapped in between a rock and a hard place. I believe that what he should have done is just try to get away instead of trying to save his teammates. Because, let's be honest, there was no way he would be able to do that, right? So... yeah, unfortunate stuff for him, and route changes are going to be pretty happy with this.
Yeah, I mean, but they have the task cut out for them. Remember, they got eliminated really early in the previous map, so they're going to have to play a phenomenal game of Free Fire if they want to win. 4,3000! Oh my goodness, I think the grenade just made it away onto the other side of that wall that you have, so he was able to survive for a little while longer, and he didn't take any damage, thankfully. Walls, they're indestructible, man, and War 3000, we'll find out if what he's made of as... well, he's still alive for now, has the shotgun, but he's not alive for too long as TSG United, who've been chasing him for ages now, finally able to pick him off. But Lipsmoke has gone down in the meantime. It didn't come for free. Route changers, they have TSG United's number, and they're not gonna let them get out of here without paying a hefty price. And now Bye Bye is going to make a run for it to the other side. Two members from TSG up here towards this area. And Madara with the sniper rifle, the only hope for Team TSG. How much work can he do? He's going to have to reveal his position sooner or later because Sasuke and Jarvis are taking a lot of heavy fire. And they're going to have to retreat. And look at that. Abhi Divine is able to find the pick on towards Jarvis. And just like that, TSG... they have to hold on to their horses, but Divine once again downs Jarvis. Jarvis is just not allowed to get up. He's like the grandma. He's fallen down. And now, Abhi Divine, he's looking to continue with the aggression, making sure that nobody gets up. Grenades are being tossed in. The entire kit from Team Route Change is being thrown their way.
No!
Bye-Bye will end up going down, but is he going to end up
needed himself?
Oh no, he needed him. That is not... oh my goodness, he's actually going to end up going down. Madara, in the meantime, is going to end up falling. Jarvis still holding on with his shotgun, has the X1 M104. But
nice.
Look at that, he's able to find a pick. Bye-Bye is also going to end up going down. No, he stays alive. Sasuke, how much work can he do? Oh, I'm not too sure. He's actually reviving his teammate, and now he's going to finish them off. Great stuff by TSG United, anchoring down this little tower. Crips, this is some top tier brains from Team TSG, man. Like they were able to hold on for so long after being surrounded from all sides, and they're just outside the danger zone.
There's no way these guys should have been alive. Jarvis and Sasuke combining the powers of Naruto and the Marvel Universe, using it to stay alive. They eliminated two players of Team Root Changers where they had no business winning. Root Changers dropped the ball so hard, so goddamn hard. They had such a huge advantage, but they sent in their players one by one. Bye naded himself, so that was like shooting yourself in the foot. And then his teammate tried to follow up on top of him, but there was no way he would be able to take that 1v2 fight all by himself. Yeah, sure, he managed to knock down Jarvis for just one quick second, but how much can you possibly do when two members of Root Changers are still in the house far away? There's no trading potential over there. They thought that maybe Root
Yeah.
Changers will have two players from far away providing sniper overwatch, but the moment those glue walls come up, there's no way you have any lines of sight. But oh my god, Abhi Divine once again exacting revenge. He's been phenomenal with that VSS, and this time he manages to down Jarvis once again. He can't finish him off though. But what they are doing by knocking them down again and again is forcing TSG to use up all their resources, and that's going to just turn into a war of attrition.
Yeah, and it looks like Abhi Divine, I mean, he's winning the war of attrition. He has a couple of glue walls at the ready. They're actually down to the last few med kits. RC Dr. Devil has some, but fortunately they have the DJ Arlo Keel to work with, so not all hope is lost for them. But they can't continue this for much longer unless the circles favor them, which I think it does. They're inside. I believe they are. What number are they? I'm not too sure.
Yeah,
Root Changers.
they are
They're
inside.
inside. They are inside. So yeah,
Um,
they can hold on for a little longer and let the game play out.
I think pretty much every team is inside. Team number 9, they won't have too many problems getting into the zone because I believe the only team that
Uttarakhandi.
can actually contest them. Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
who's team number 9? It's
Okay,
team Yakuza,
okay,
serious,
now
right? But the moment I say that, they start getting shot, and Shaitan has been knocked. They've deployed 2 glue walls just to revive him, and they will be able to get him back on their feet. But will they be able to get to the compound? Will they be able to get to safety? I believe yes. For now, team number 2 has their number. They should be able to keep Yakuza Seniors pinned over here. But that's the problem. Yakuza Seniors, they have a safe compound inside the zone, and Team Berozgars can't really harm them now. The only hope that Team Berozgars have right now is to wait for the next zone, which will pop soon, and then maybe they will have a chance of gatekeeping Team Yakuza. Yes, they do. They
Yep.
can definitely gatekeep Team Yakuza, but here's the problem. Berozgars are out of the zone themselves. They need to focus on team number 5. They need to focus on Team Noob Gang because that's the team that has the most advantage right now.
Yeah. And look at this, Uttarakhandi. He could be in a precarious position. I think he's been spotted by Team Yakuza Senior. And there we go. He's going to end up dropping. And just like that, there's no one to revive him like you talked about earlier. And he's going to get quickly finished off. This is Yakuza Senior's ticket to get inside the circle now. We'll see how well they can cover though. I see Punisher taking down Reaper elsewhere on the map. And now, Noob
Wait,
Gamers,
what?
Noob Gang rather, it's Noob Gang. Noob Gang is the ones who are finding all these picks. Yakuza Senior end up going down. They lose Alvi. He is going to get revived though, thankfully, but Jarvis is able to find a kill onto Root Changers, Dr. Devil, and Root Changers down to their final member. Not going to be too happy about that. These two members, Sasuke and Jarvis, like you mentioned, combining the powers of the Marvel as well as the Naruto universe, are making it work here in this map number 2. But how much more can they really do as Sasuke gets shot from the back? No, the glue wall goes down, but he's not going to be revived. It's just going to be Jarvis against the wall now. And I'm not sure how well Tony Stark has trained his robot because right now he's taking a lot of damage from the zone closing in on him. Duke in the perfect position with that VSS, like you mentioned, throwing down a lot of fire towards Yakuza Senior, bringing down those glue walls, and Yakuza Senior, they're going to make a run for it. They're going to get inside the circle. Duke, he's okay. He's lucky. He didn't take the fall damage. He dropped on the wall. Tripathi has the rifle up and running, but look at that. Duka's able to find the kill onto Abhi Divine, and just like that, the shutdown comes through. Yakuza Senior down to their final member. TSG United have been knocked out.
Double kill.
They get knocked out in 4th place with 4 kills. But look at Noob Gang. They are on top, Cribs. They are in prime position to be the de facto #1 team on the leaderboard. And it doesn't get any much better for them. With 4 members still alive, Yakuza Senior, can you be Ritham? Can you make the hero play like he did in the previous game? I don't think you can because Suhail, just look at him. He's surrounded on every single side by the members from both teams. It's going to take a lot of luck to favor him. And oh no, Crust Esports, they're in the zone.
Yeah,
It's,
Crust
I
Esports
mean,
are in the zone indeed. And guess what? They have plenty of cover to themselves. Like they have a bunch of concrete blocks. They have one little broken compound. They have a bunch of trees as well. Meanwhile, Noob Gang, they don't really have much to work with except for their glue walls. And guess what? Glue walls are breakable. They're not permanent cover. It's going to be really difficult for them to get in the zone.
yeah. And all the members of Noob Gang, they gotta find it very, very difficult to get inside. Like you mentioned, they do make it in, but they're committing so many glue walls, and Duker is very quick to take them out with that VSS. The grenade, though, is gonna be the game changer. Oh no, it's outside the glue. Wait, it actually did damage through the glue wall enough to knock Kalahari down, and he's gonna actually end up going down just like that. Anonymous, the only member who still, well, he ends up going down as well, and it's gonna be a booyah for Team Crust Esports as well. Noob Gang, they were able to make it to second place, and they were in third place last in the last map. So I do believe they're gonna make it to the next game. But yeah, look at that, the scoreboard. Just not a big difference between Noob Gang and Crust Esports. I believe as a consequence of all the kills that they had, they're able to stay even with Crust Esports. Yakuza Seniors, on the other hand, I think I'm not sure if they made it. We're gonna have the scoreboard up and running pretty soon, so we're not gonna worry about that. But Crips, we saw the game, we saw what each team was bringing in. Who is your personal favorite MVP from this particular
My
map?
my MVP has to be Noob Gang. Consistent top two. Whether they have all four players alive, whether they have just one player alive. In both the games, you see, they had such a huge disadvantage. I mean, last time they had
Yeah,
just one player alive. This time, even though they had the men, they did not have the zone. They did not have any real estate, no cover to work with. I mean, after one point, even your glue walls are gonna start breaking. And how many glue walls can you put up possibly? So, given the
yeah,
situations that they were in, I believe that getting into the top three every time is a big achievement for Noob Gang, and they have certainly impressed me.
absolutely. Noob Gang, I think they should change their name and change themselves to Professional Gang, because making top
Yeah, yeah,
three
yeah.
groups so stacked, it's a long shot, and it's a shot that they've hit consistently twice in a row now. And I believe we're going to be seeing them tomorrow on day two, competing for the 20k rupee prize pool. In case you don't know, ladies and gentlemen, the three teams from Group A and three teams from Group B will be duking it out against six of the invited teams tomorrow for a 20k rupee prize pool. The first place taking away 10k, the second place taking away 6k, and the third place taking away 4k. So that's going to be the distribution, and we're going to have this for 2 more weeks. So in case you don't know, I mean, you should subscribe to all of us on all our social media channels. You can subscribe to us on YouTube, follow us on Twitch, follow us on Facebook and Instagram at One Play Esports. That's right, ladies and gentlemen, the number one Play Esports. The name is consistent across all these platforms, and you can find Crips on his social media on Instagram as at the rate CripsCast. You can find me on Twitter at the rate HerakT. I believe we're going to be looking at the map screen. I'm not entirely sure. We'll know soon enough, though. But yeah, there you go. In case you missed it, ladies and gentlemen, there's the map screen. Group A, it was Bermuda and Kalahari, and Group B, same too, Bermuda and Kalahari, with I believe it was Team Uncultured, Carbon Esports, and King's Gods who made it in the top three from Group A, and Group B will be figuring it out shortly. Although I have a decent idea of what the top three teams are. One of them being probably Noob Gang, the other one being Crust Esports. I'm not sure which is the third team that made it. The standings are going to be up on your screen real quickly, though, so nothing is left to guesswork. And there we go. Krusty Sports, Noob Gang, and Checkmate all going to be making their way tomorrow to have a shot at the 20k rupee prize pool, Umesh.
Yeah, Crust Esports with 69 points. Nice. They have Noob Gangs with 56, Checkmate at 47. You see, this time the difference between the points of all these teams is quite a lot. Last time the points difference was really, really close, and the teams that did not make it, they had such a small margin of difference between qualifying and getting eliminated. And this time we have big names like TSG United, Royal Beast. Yeah, I mean Royal Beast. One might not consider them the one of the best teams, but they do have a lot of experienced players, players of Team Callers Lords
Yeah,
also present in that team. So these two big names, they came in fourth and fifth. Unfortunately, that's not going to be enough to qualify them for the games tomorrow. Route changes, they are down in
yeah,
the eighth place, like at 21 points. So that is definitely a big upset. I mean, both the groups, Group A and Group B, they chucked out the top teams, and the underdogs were the ones who ended up ruling.
yeah. I mean, 2020 is sort of It seems like it's been the year of the underdog, as Old School ended up getting eliminated. Route changes are also not making it. College Lodge didn't show up in the first place. I mean, yeah, this is a lot of good opportunity for some of these smaller teams to get established, maybe find a sponsor or two for themselves, and hopefully make it to the playoffs in the next Free Fire India Championship. That's going to be up around the corner in a few months. But before we do that, ladies and gentlemen, we just want to acquaint you with what's going to be happening tomorrow. Tomorrow, six of the invited teams. I'm going to just mention them out here for you. You'll know them tomorrow as well. But we're going to have Team Mutants, Total Gaming, Esports, Die Another Day, XTZ Esports, GZ Army, and Optimum Esports playing against the six teams that qualified today through the open qualifiers. So, in case you're a fan of those six teams, if you're a fan of those six teams, or you're a fan of these guys, do make sure you tune in. Do make sure you follow us on social media, because that way you'll be up to date with the schedule and you'll know who ends up taking the lion's share of the 20k rupee prize pool. It's going to be happening for 2 more weeks, baby. So you make sure that you subscribe to us on our YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, and Twitch. And well, I think this is going to be it for today, Crips. I'm just going to plug out our socials and you can head on out. You can follow Crips on Instagram at the rate CripsCast. You can follow me on Twitter at the rate HeDuckT. And before we end the stream, Crips, is there anything else that you'd like to say?
I'm just thoroughly impressed with this tournament. I walked into this expecting the underdogs to go up against some of the best teams in India, but guess what? Now they're going to be going up against some of the best teams in the continent. The teams playing
Yeah.
tomorrow: Total Gaming, CRX Elite, XTZ Esports. They're going to be participating in the Continental Series coming up really soon, which is like the World Championship of Free Fire, right? So the stakes are much higher. The teams underdogs today, they managed to beat some of the best teams in India, and now the stakes tomorrow are going to be so much higher. The level of competition is going to be so much higher. So guys, make sure that you tune in tomorrow with a bucket load of popcorn and a nice big glass of juice or coffee or any beverage of your choice at 5:30 tomorrow. Please don't miss out on this one, because this is going to be one hell of a show.